never thought past that. That's not right. We did that without smell. Okie dokie. Okay, so we got a couple people in here. That's fine. I'm going to pop over to my other window, and I'm going to pull my reveal from our latest candle, Magnificent Rose. And here. There we go. Let's see what we have. Gotta remember the object is very, very hot. I have no idea. None. I ran out of paper towel, or I have some here somewhere and I don't know where it went to. Anyways. My gosh, that smells nice. There. There. Alright. Let's see what we've got. No, it's almost. Okay, where's the edge? There's one edge. I can start unraveling. I have no idea what this is. Sometimes you can tell. Oh, I know what it is now. It's a wrapped crystal, or caged, whatever you want to call it. I can tell by see that. Oh, really? Oh, and it's a big one. I must need it. I would say, yeah, I do. The way my frame of mind has been, it's a beauty. It's absolutely gorgeous. And it's hot. Where's my camera? I'm going to put the camera back up a bit. There we go. And what I have is a beautiful rose quartz. Beautiful pendant. It is a big one. Look at that. It's gorgeous, and I think I really do need it. The reveal picks you, you don't pick it. It's like whatever you're needing the most of the time, that's usually seems to be the one. This is beautiful. It is big though. Like, you know, see, look how big it is. These are 100% soy-based candles for anybody that's new. Look how big that is. That tells you how much crap I got going on in my life when I need a stone this big. I'll be holding on to this one for a while. You know what, down the road I may have somebody that, you know, I passed it on to that I feel needs it. 100% soy-based candles for those that are new. And even with just Kleenex here, this is wiping up really well. Because it's soy-based at 100%. It cleans up. It's not like paraffin wax. You can't even compare them. It washes up really well. And if you go to intuitivecandles.com and look over everything they have, more than candles, they have all kinds of stuff there. And they're also running, if you order anything from their website right now, you will receive a promotional code from me BOFF10. It will get you 10% off your total order. So, there, having said that, that's pretty much it for this reveal. It's a beauty. My Lord, that's big. No camera for you tonight, Stewie. I'm not stopping to put your makeup on for the camera. Thank you very, very much, Intuitive Candles. Thank you very, very much, Rob and Michelle. Rob's the candle maker. This is a beauty. I can't get over the size of it. I'm going to put that inside my pillowcase tonight, and I'm going to sleep on it. And hopefully when I get up tomorrow, maybe it'll help a new shift, a new corner to turn, to end this horrible, horrible run that I feel like I've been on for a bit now. And damn, it's all people related too. You know, I have other stuff going on at home that's not people related. I can handle that, but that's... Anyways, let me see here. I'm just going to go back over. Anybody talking? Anybody yakking? Anybody doing anything? Here we go. We got some people. Hi, Gina. Hi, Jeannie. It is very pretty. It's beautiful. They do smell good. They're a real good quality candle. Hello. Welcome back, Esmeralda. I just did the reveal. You'll get to replay it for anybody that missed it. So, yeah. This is my last video of the night, and then I might have a little snack, and then I'm gonna take my baby boy, my badness, my ball of badness. Stewie, what do you want, dear? What time is it, Stuart? Stuart, it's 12:52 a.m. You've got fresh, endless food in your bowl. Go eat that, please. He's turning his head and looking the other way. I don't hear you. I don't hear none. All I hear is wah, 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 wah. And I want something yummy. His eyes are like saucers. Normally they're half closed. He looks like he's asleep all the time. And he's going. That's his way of telling me. Num, num, num. And he says he's not impressed with me right now. That's all right. You're not getting hot dogs again tonight like you did last night. I'm not doing that every night for you guys. So you can go lay down. How about that? Or go have a little munchie out of your bowl. Anyways, guys, I don't know. I'm getting a little bit tired. I think I'm going to call it a night. It is time to rest now, and I am getting very, very tired. Well, hello, Longton68. What a handle that is. Oh, my goodness. Some of the names you see here. You're from Manitoba. Hello from Alabama. Tammy. It's nice to see new people coming in. Thank you very much for dropping by. This was just a quick little video. You really didn't miss much. All I did was just did the reveal from the candle for this one. So, and we got a beautiful big pink. You guys weren't here, were you? You're just coming in. This is what I revealed. A pink quartz, and it's a big one. As you can see right here. A beautiful pendant. I wish these cameras did macro, so you could see the beautiful vein work through it. It's gorgeous. Very, very beautiful. So that's what I pulled out, was the rose quartz. And that's going in my pillow tonight. And try to help me through some stuff. So, you never know what you're going to get. That's the fun with these candles. It's always a surprise. Some people actually get addicted to them. And they just keep ordering and ordering. The suspense. There's a sense of suspense. What's in that wax? And they're all worth it. They're all very, very beautiful. Yeah. I am going to call it a night, my friends. And thank you so much once again for being here. I really appreciate you guys an awful lot. I don't know how to say thank you other than thank you very, very, very much. I hope you all have a good night. By the way, for those of you that are new, I'm not sure the time yet, but at some point tomorrow or tomorrow evening, I am going to have a mini read. All right? You won't be able to make donations, but what it is you make a donation, whatever you want, and I will pull a card for you. You get to ask a question, and sometimes those cards can go on quite long. on and on with one message or one answer for you. So it usually proves to be interesting, and it's usually a lot of fun. I really like doing the mini reads. So anyways, it's like make a small donation, make a lot, it doesn't matter. And the donations will not be made through here. This is not a super chat, just so you guys know ahead of time. All donations, the information will be found down below the video window in the show more section. You can use the pay. If you're outside of Canada, you use PayPal. And it's paypal.me/Natalie Tapley. It's right there in the write-up. If you're in Canada, use e-transfer. You just use my email, and that's there as well. So anyways, thank you all for being here, and I am burned out. I'm tired. I'm sorry, Joey. How you doing, Joey? I haven't seen you in a while. I was just putting out a really quick video to get this reveal done and shown. So, okay, Gina, thank you very much. Okie dokie, right back at ya. So I'll see you guys all probably tomorrow night if you want to tune in to see the fun and what's going on. Anyway, big mini reading tomorrow night, and hope to do you all there. Glad to hear it, Joey. I'm just signing off for now, Joey. Maybe you'll come back tomorrow night for the mini read and take part in that, or just sit back and watch. My birthday was weird. You could keep me here another 20 minutes just talking about how that went down. We didn't really enjoy it the way we thought we were going to. It was one mishap. We were just an accident waiting to happen somewhere, and we happened everywhere. We got lost, I don't know, 8 or 9 times. We missed the first ferry to Grand Manan. We were starving. We got over there. And they're not like the rest of Canada. Like, I don't even know if they have anything past dial-up. I really don't, because there's no viewers over there. I would have had a meet and greet. We wanted coffee so bad. After about an hour driving around over there and taking in the sights, and there's no main strip. There's no McDonald's. There's no Burger King. There's no coffee shops like Tim Hortons or Starbucks. There's none of that. Businesses that are there, you have to look for them. Look hard. And it's really pricey and expensive. And it was the hottest day of the week. We kept optimistic, but we were so happy to get back on this side of the Bay of Fundy. And we had a campfire to close the night. We should have just stayed in my own backyard. So, you know, that's how it kind of went. We spent a lot of money and had nothing to show for it. And we were exhausted. One of the videos that I put out, my friend that went with me, you know, she just out of the blue started filming me, and she says, "Yep, you're looking tired," and you could see the fatigue on me, that I was worn. Right, I looked like I just woke up, and I didn't. I was so tired. And sitting in front of the campfire, right on the water across the cove here, not right down at my beach, but the beach across the way, and it was the best time of the whole night. And Linda had a few fireworks, and she set them off on the beach for my birthday. That was fun. So it's an adventure to remember. I'm trying to put together a video of the snapshots and some of the videos that we took onto one film, so people can just take a quick glance and see what it was all about or whatever. But anyway, the stuff that Linda took was really good. She was filming me. They were candid video, because I didn't know I was being videotaped, and she got some nice, like, you can see the sun setting and my silhouette up against the water as I'm walking towards the water, and she's back there filming and talking, and I had no idea till later. So that was kind of fun to look back on that stuff. That was a lot of fun. Yeah. You know what, Jeannie? I'll tell you what my friend Linda said. We were over there at Grand Manan, and granted, it's beautiful. I don't have anything against Grand Manan. It's a beautiful place. They're caught in a time warp, and they're happy that way. Good for them. But we were standing there looking at this beach, and Linda put her hands on her hips. She said, "You know what?" I said, "What?" She said, "I'm getting fucking pissed off." "Why?" She said, "Natalie, your backyard, if it's not just as prettier, it's prettier. No, it's prettier than what we've seen so far. We should have just stayed at home. We should have just stayed at home and had a campfire all night and got more fireworks or whatever." You know, she was mad about that. She said the money and the time, the getting lost, the frustration, the going hungry, getting headaches. the heat. It was just, and we set out and we were so excited to go. We were all in the right. It goes to show sometimes all the positive thinking in the world won't change what's going to be. And it didn't. So, hello, Dr. Armando. Cut. Oh boy, I try not to slaughter people's names. I'm seeing Kutagata. You're from Mexico. Thank you very much for being here, and I appreciate you showing up. So, but yeah, sometimes like, hi, Michelle. You're welcome. Yeah, it was a beautiful day weather-wise. It was really pretty, but you could see the fatigue all over my face at the end, and it was all from going hungry, and I'm diabetic, and we were just like, where are we going to get something to eat? And when we finally did, you know, what started out that should have been only $26, ended up being 41. And it's not that I didn't have the money. I had the money. I had more than enough money. I made sure of that. I said, I'm not going over there with like $100 in my pocket. I want some money. And I took money and I went. And I said, we won't run out of gas. We won't run out of money. And we can buy all the food we want, all the coffees we want, because neither one of us drink. And it didn't work out. None of it. Not one bit of it. The ferry ride from from this side of the Bay of Fundy to Grand Manan, which sits in the middle of the Bay of Fundy, is an hour and a half one way. Hour and a half, and I almost cried knowing that I was so tired and frustrated that I still had an hour and a half to go on this ferry, and I really didn't. My body was screaming, "I'm too tired. I can't do this." And then the logical little side of my brain was saying, "Well, how do you think you're going to get home? Swim? You can't drive around. It's an island." So I said, oh my gosh, just hold on a little bit longer, a little bit longer. What I did was I sat at the bow of the boat and I watched the wake that it was leaving behind. It was huge. This is a big boat, 5 stories. There's an elevator in it, right? And I was up on the top and I just sat there. There were chairs. Some probably see on a cruise ship, maybe. I don't. Well, my friend Linda made a remark and she said very dryly, this is as close to a cruise as we're going to get. I laughed. It was so funny. But I watched the wake all the way back. And I watched Grand Manan and the landscape all get further and further away. Somehow that calmed me, just watching the wake and the water and the, you know, all that good stuff. So before we knew it, we were back home and everything instantly, boom, got better. We stopped at our favorite place and got coffee. We went down to La Pro Falls, and it's a beautiful falls. Some of you have probably seen lots of pictures and video I put up about it. And we sat there for about 2 hours sipping coffee and talking and listening to the falls, watching the falls. And then we went and had a bite to eat. And then we went across the cove instead of right down here on my beach, because she has mobility issues. You got to walk a ways to get to on my beach. Right there, you can drive right there, and there's the beach. There's a log. It's the fire pit. Everything's right. So we went and we finished the day doing that. That was the best part of the day. And cost us next to nothing. So, Jean, I'm telling you how long we went without. We left the house. Put it this way: we were up to 3 a.m. Friday night. We got back up at 5 a.m. 2 hours later, and Linda always sleeps out here in this big armchair that I have. And I was in my room and that, and she came in and banged on the door. Said, "Come on, get up." And I was like, oh my God, we got up. We left the house at 10 to 6. And we went to our favorite coffee place, and new owners took it over. It used to open at 6 a.m. We figured by the time we get there, they'll be open, they'll have the coffee on. They weren't even open. That's when it started. We couldn't get coffee anywhere. We didn't hit Grand Manan. I don't know what time. It was at, I can't remember now. It was hours later. We got lost for 2 hours in the thick woods of New Brunswick, in the backwoods of New Brunswick, because she wanted to try her new GPS. And we jokingly said, well, we know how to get Grand Manan. It's the next cutoff, whatever. She said, let's try GPS. Maybe it'll make it shorter and faster. It's brand new. I want to try it out. And I said, funny thing about them, I said, people have gotten lost in the woods with them and did not. We didn't go down a logging road like I've heard people doing with GPS. They end up on a logging road. If I seen soft dirt like that, I'd say, no, I'm getting out and walking back, because I'm not going down that road because that stupid machine told me to. But we got lost. And there were some very funny moments when we got lost. So, lost and without coffee and food. She had brought a couple bags of snacks, you know, chips and things, but they weren't cutting it. You know what I mean? We needed real food. So it was miserable. And the hottest day of the year. So far today, it was the hottest day in the year. It's gotten hotter in the last week or so, but I mean that time on the 10th, it was the hottest day of the week. So, and it was really, really, oh my God, it was horrible. Yeah, Nanette, I did. I made them hot dogs last night for the dog and for the cat. It was horrible, Joey. We were pretty miserable. We were very hungry. We were tired from the heat was sucking us out. We were tired of driving in circles. And you know what? The worst part, we went through all that. We only seen half of the island. And I said, are we going to go and complete the circle? Because you can drive it in a circle. She said, oh, yeah, this mine is going to be more of the same bullshit that we just went through. I just want to go home. I said, so do I. So with this ferry, and I'm used to provincial ferries, you just drive onto them. And when they get a full load, they pull away from the wharf. And this wasn't like that. And I've never flown, but I imagine this must have been like being in an airport. They said, you're on standby. What? We're on standby. But I'm sure we can get you on. I'm going, standby? Never heard of such a thing on a ferry. And then we had to pay, of course, as a fee. Wasn't that bad. I didn't think it was that bad. So we did that. And I said, well, I'm starved. I'm being diabetic. And I said, ask her, the girl in the booth, I said, ask her, can we leave to go get something to eat and come back? And the girl said, nope, you got to take your spot in line. Boat will be here in about 45 minutes. We're in the middle of this parking lot. There's no shade. 45 minutes, we're dying for coffee, and we're dying for food. And I'm like, this isn't happening. Oh, my God. So we listened to some music. We tried to distract ourselves from not being very comfortable in the whole bed. So it was one thing after another. Man, we got lost on the boat 5 times at least. And I was like, is this never going to end? And I grabbed a hold of Linda at the bottom of her blouse and said, don't you leave my goddamn side, because I'll be losing you next to you'll be losing me. We should have been tied to each other. It was horrible and it was embarrassing as hell. So just, oh, I'm telling you. And they had a cafeteria down on the boat, of course. But the thing is, everything's fresh made. So when you go on while it's still breakfast time, they're only making breakfast foods. If you come back at lunchtime, they're making lunch and so on. And they only offered 2 to 3 items. So as long as you weren't fussy, you were okay. I grabbed an egg salad sandwich that was already pre-made rather than what they were serving fresh made. I can't remember, but I didn't want it. It's something to do with bologna, and I don't eat pork. So, but anyways, it was horrible, just your basic needs being met. And I said, oh my God, I've got to go to the bathroom. And she said, I said, where does a person around here go to the bathroom? And we remembered there was an Irving gas station. So we went there, and I went to the bathroom, got freshened up and the whole bit. But it was just trying to find a place. I said, if we don't find a place soon, find the biggest, thickest bush away from the traffic you can find. And I hope you got some paper towel or toilet paper in here, because I got to go pee. It was horrible. And Grandma Nan is beautiful in a very rustic way, very much like my backyard. But it's just like my backyard. And I spent a lot of money to go see that. And I was not happy. I thought we were going to have a nice fish of seafood, feed us seafood, freshly caught, the whole bit. We had fish and chips. They were $12.95 each, and it should have been like $26, $27 maybe, and it came out to $41, and we got nickel and dime rate to death, and I couldn't believe it. I said, I won't be coming back here. And it's just this little hole in the wall, this little shack. It was just a shack, right, basically. Was the fish good? I've had better. I make better. I've been craving, I've been on this quest to find a place that makes fish and chips right with the haddock. And I can't find it. Some come close, but I've tasted better in the past, and I'm going to end up having to make my own the way I like them. So I don't want a skinny piece of fish. When you cook haddock, it should swell up like this, and it's all light layers covered in a nice golden batter, right? So, yeah. Next year, Jeannie, I said to my friend we could, then again, we might get lost. I was going to say there's a whole map where we can follow the map, and it'll take us to every single waterfall in New Brunswick. And that's what it's all about. And we've never done it. We've got a couple waterfalls around here. They're well known. They're beautiful. But I'd like to see. But then again, I'm thinking about, I don't know, man. We might get lost. I don't know. Do you know, I said next time we bring a cooler and we make our own sandwiches and a couple thermoses, maybe some hot soup or something in one, and some hot coffee and tea, that kind of a thing, some cold drinks, some ice, and we'll be all set to go. So, and we promised each other that we were going to pack, and she's got a nice size cooler, a really nice one. So we'll take advantage of that anytime we go anywhere from here on out. We'll be ready. So, but honestly, I remember it with a softness that comes over me the last part of that day. And Linda setting off the fireworks. I suppose I could post that, couldn't I, on the channel? You guys could get to see it. I can do that. Look, and I was going to say goodbye, 20 minutes ago? I said, you get me talking, I'll go on for the next 20 minutes. Cooler, thermos, coffee, maps, compass, cake. That's right. Emergency flares in case we get lost. But it was really nice. It was nice. I wasn't expecting really. I think Linda had showed me these fireworks, and I didn't pay any attention, and I was surprised when she pulled them out. And anyways, we set them off. There was a fire ban that night, but we're right on the water. And we're not under any trees to catch anything on fire. We had a small campfire. It was just right. Not too big, not too small. There are people that spend the weekends there, and they live there, a couple of houses. Not many, they're scattered. And nobody called the fire department or anything to report us. They left us alone. We made sure that we doused the fire quite well with dirt and whatnot, and buried it so that it wasn't going to get carried away or anything. So we did everything right. But the last part of that night is what I remember. Out of the whole day was effing miserable, just miserable, and it's left a bad taste in both our mouths, right? But we both agreed at the end. We said on video, but it was a day out. It was a day out, something different. And we took that, and we just kind of held on to it. But the end of the night was gorgeous. It was really beautiful, perfect night. The bugs weren't bad. The water was gorgeous. It was just like a mirror in the sun. We couldn't see the complete sunset, but we seen the light off the sun on the water. It was beautiful. Very relaxing. So, yeah, we had a lot of fun in a lot of ways. We got some friggin' surprises. There's one story I will tell you about. This is when I get crazy. Like, I'm not afraid to say anything to anybody, even if I don't know them. I'll tell you. Linda kept saying, I don't know, Deer Island, Deer Island. I think we got to go to Deer Island Ferry, catch it. And then I said, no, we do not. Grand Bonanza standalone ferry by itself. It's a different area than Deer Island. I know that much. Even though I've never been to Deer Island, I've never been on the Deer Island Ferry anyway. We get riding along, we see the sign of a ferry, the Civic Road sign. We both get real excited and go, oh, thank you, there's a ferry. So we see this, we go up this road, and there's a big, long lineup of cars. And I'm leaning, I'm going, there's people in them. I said, Linda, this is the lineup to the ferry. She goes, see, I told ya. I said, no. Pull out of the lineup and drive to the very end of the lineup to where the boat would be parked, and they'll have a sign there saying which ferry it is, right? Wasn't it the Deer Island? I was like, oh my God. You know, we overshot by 2 hours, over 2.5 hours. We overshot our destination, ended up in Deer Island Ferry. And there was a small group of men, you know, guys, probably fishermen and stuff, that were leaving the mainland going over to Deer Island, or maybe they're going home. Anyways, they're kind of loud and you know, and animated. I was feeling nuts at this time. I was brazen to do anything. So I said, just pull up and stop right there. I said, I'm going to talk to these guys. I'm not getting out, but I'm going to roll the window down. I said, pull up close enough where I don't have to. Hold on a minute. Hold that thought for a minute. Oh my God. It was funny. It was one of those situations you had to be there to appreciate the humor. You really did. Just give me one moment here, guys. What a beautiful summer night I'm having in Chance Harbor, though, I can tell you that. If you can hear me, that is. Okay. So anyways, we pull up, and she pulls the car up close enough that these guys, they stop talking, and they turn and they look. There was one real young fella, probably in his 20s. And there was another guy probably in his 30s. And there was another guy probably closer to my age. He had to be because of his sense of humor. It was hilarious. Anyway, we pulled up and they turned just as we stopped. Yeah, Joey. Yeah, approaching fisherman. Anyways, we pull up and I hit the electric button, to put the window down. And they look at me very expectantly, like, who are you and what do you want? I was so frustrated. But I was seeing the humor and I knew they would too. And I took my arm and I put it on the window and I pointed my finger. I said, and excuse my language again, you tell I'm a maritimer, right? And I said, I have to ask you guys something and not one fucking smart remark out of one of you. Do you all hear me? And they're looking at me. The guy closer to my age was wearing these dark glasses and a ball cap, And I see this half a smirk come up on his face. Like this. And the young fella, the 20-something-year-old, he says, how can we help you? He was very serious. And I'm still kind of half laughing, right? He didn't see the humor. And I said, do not laugh. Promise me you're not going to. He said, I'm not going to laugh at you. I said, we're looking for Grandma and Ferry. Oh, Jesus. He said, you're way off. So the guy closer to my age, standing by his truck with the dark glasses, I see him grin, this full-blown grin. And I'm looking at him. I can't see his eyes. Jeez, I hate that with dark sunglasses. You can't see someone's eyes. Anyways, he, hi, Leanne. Welcome. Welcome. I'm in the middle of telling the story. I said goodbye half an hour ago, and I'm still here. Anyways, the guy with the glasses and the hat, he gets a smirk, and I'm like, oh, my God. I already knew. Well, it's me, after all. Why wouldn't I know? I knew what he was going to do. I could read the bot. He says, I can help you out. It's not that hard. He says, you go about a quarter mile up this road right here. You take a left right here until you see post 1. And I'm looking at him, and nobody's saying a word, not a word. He said, you take a right at post 1. And I'm going, what the hell is a post 1 anyway? I have no idea what he's talking about. And I'm thinking he's pulling my leg. I'm expecting it. I can tell he's got that devil-may-care look on his face. Do you know what I mean? He must be a fun person to be around. Anyways, he says, and then you'll drive for about 10 more minutes, and you'll see something called post 2. You take another left there, and he starts going, and I went and gave him this look like, really? I didn't say a word. I just gave him this look, this great big grin. Broke out on his face, and he started to laugh, and he threw his head back, and he laughed, and he laughed. He said, you see it through? I said, too easy. I said, well, I tell you, don't make fun of us, kind of a thing. But we overshot it by 2.5 hours, so, turn right into the water. There you go. That was your plot. He was cute. He cracked me right up. We were laughing our asses off when we pulled out of there. It was so funny, but we overshot by 2.5 hours. I was like, oh my God. We left the house at 10 to 6. What time is it? I think it was like 10 o'clock or something before we even hit the island, I think. I'm not sure. And, so that's a long time. Running around, getting lost, and nothing to nourish yourself with or anything like that. Well, at least I know how to get to Deer Island now. Yeah, whether I want to or not. And I would imagine Deer Island's a lot like Graham and Ann. I really do. That you wouldn't find your normal fast food places and stuff. I was actually hoping to find like a nice dining restaurant, a nice dining room where you could get some real food. That's what my body was craving. I wanted real food, not takeout stuff. I wanted real food. So I can't remember what we had to eat that night, but we were pigging out. I know that we were starving. We were, I couldn't get enough coffee into me at the end of the day. So yeah, I think I brought my coffee. Did I bring my coffee with me over to the campfire? I must have. So yeah, this was on my birthday on July the 10th. It was insane. It was bad. It was horrible. Something as small and insignificant. It's like running water and electricity. We take it for granted every day. You take somebody's coffee away. If that's how their day, their habit starts, You get up, you go to the bathroom like any animal would do. It's the first thing you got to do. You wash your hands, splash some water in your face, try to wake up, comb your hair, and come out of the bathroom in your jammies and you want your coffee. That's the first thing you want, unless you got pets like me. I got to take care of them first. Then I get my coffee. My coffee has been bumped back into second priority since I've gotten the pup. I got to get him out the door real early in the morning. I don't know what this winter is going to be like. Oh boy. He doesn't want to use pee pads. He just doesn't want to use them. I've even taken his poop off the floor because it's dry. It's not runny or anything. It sounds gross. But pick it up with, tissue and drop it on the pee pad, hoping he'll take the hint. This is where this goes. Do it there. We'll be consistent with it until he gets the hang of it. But he's a very smart dog, and he will. So, yeah. That early, we weren't even awake, and we only had 2 hours sleep. Remember, like I said, we went to bed at 3 a.m., and we're back up at 5. Had it been me, I probably would have laid there a few more hours before I woke up on my own. But anyways, yeah, and it was like, oh. And this place that we go to get the coffee in the morning when she spends the weekend with me, because she's not from this area. She comes down from northern New Brunswick and spends the weekend with me from time to time. First thing in the morning, we get up. We head there. Now we know they don't open till 6:30, so that's going to get... But they have really good coffee. We enjoy their coffee, and we were just dying. Oh, wait, once we get that coffee, we'll wake up. It'll be great. There's no coffee. Ooh, that wasn't good at all. So, yeah. What did I name my dog? The funny thing with this little dog, the dog I had before was named Bear, and he was a Labrador mix. His mom was a pure black lab with the webbed feet, short hair, shiny coat, the whole bit. And the dad was a long-haired golden retriever. So he had the two mixed in. So he had long, kind of kinky hair, but long fur and kinky. You could never brush him straight because it would just bounce right back into its own way. He had a bit of a long nose. He had big ears. But he had a look to him, right? And when this pup come through the door and I looked at its face, I said, oh my God, I see Bear in this dog. I said it to myself. And one of my other sons said, I don't know, it's just me. He goes, but I look at that dog's face and I see Bear's face. And I looked and he goes, should we? And I went, it's not very original to name an animal after another animal like that, but he's like a miniature little bear, the way he looks. He doesn't act like Bear, but a miniature. So we call him Lil Bear, Lilbear. Lil Bear. So that's how he got his name. I call him Bear. I call him Baby. I call him Bear Bum. This sort of thing, right? He's very aggressive. He's brazen. He needs to learn a lot. He's got a lot of growing to do. He forgets, don't bite the hand that feeds you, kind of thing. He thinks he's a big dog and that you're supposed to be afraid of him. He will growl. He will bark. And I'm like, you're all of 3 pounds. Hello. Who do you think you're intimidating? Pick him up and put him under my arm kind of thing, right? So, but overall, he's such a beautiful dog. We're like best buddies. Do you know what I mean? And I don't know what I'd do without him. If anything happened to him, I think I would just fall completely apart. Because I think I really needed that in my life. He gives me purpose. He gives me a reason to get out of bed in the morning, and not every morning in the last year or so have I had a reason to get up. What for? What for? That was my attitude. So, and when you got a little dog, if you're going to raise it properly and to be the best dog and pet that it can be, you've got to be consistent. You have to be indulgent. You have to pay attention. You have to try to do everything the right way. It takes it a lot. And I want a dog that's raised, that's never going to leave my side. I want a dog that's friendly and warm, not aggressive and yappy. I don't like a small yappy dog. Oh, they drive me crazy. And the owners, after a while, don't hear it yapping. They just don't hear it. And I think it's kind of rude. But anyways, I'm hoping that it's going to, right now, when it wants to be lovable, it's so lovable. He's so lovable at times. But sometimes he'll get there and he's licking me here. I'm holding him and he's like so softly and so gently licking. And then right out of the blue, he'll go, rah, and latch right on and take a good bite. He's got this arm, my right arm, starting to heal now. It's healed pretty good. But he was drawing blood out of me for a while there. And I can't bring myself to hit him. I was using 2 fingers, like on the nose, when he would bite and wouldn't let go. I'd go, let go. But I couldn't. Somebody said, you really got to make it sting. Doing that isn't going to, I can't do it. I don't have it in me to do that. So, yeah. Consistency is key. It's like toilet training, isn't it? Yeah. He needs to be, like somebody said, if he was still within the litter, the mother wouldn't tolerate that. The mother would put the dog right in its place, even if she made the dog cry. I can't. Like, I can get pretty ugly, and I got a temper and all that, but I can't hurt something that only weighs 3 pounds. Even if it feels it weighs 300 pounds and it's going to take my life, I still can't. Just because that's how he acts at times. And I notice him hesitating lately. So I've been putting the 2 fingers just up, and he brings his little paw and he bats them down like that. And I go, don't. And he bats me back, and I go, like that. Acting like I'm going to snap him with it, but I don't. I can't. I did it a couple times, so I felt like shit for the rest of the day. So, I know, Nanette, it can be funny. I know, I've got to be the boss. One thing I notice about him, that's doggy behavior. And Bear was never like that. Bear always insisted on walking in front. And the reading that I've done over the years on dogs, they say a good dog that respects their master, their owner, always walks behind. They never get in front of their owner. This dog walks behind me. Bear never did. Bear was always in front, and a couple times almost fell over him. He was always in a hurry to get somewhere. Bear was a beautiful dog, but he had his own mindset, and this little dog will not go in front of me no matter what. I almost wish it would, so I could keep my eye, and I can't walk backwards. It's like, come on, get up here, but it won't go. Maybe it's an instinctive thing. I don't know. So, but I try to tell him who's boss. I don't think I'll ever have. I think it'll be a good 6 months to a year before I can keep my house neat again. He finds stuff and gets into stuff and drags it out and drags it all over the house. I look and I go, what hit my house? There's stuff everywhere. And it's like, how can like you cause so much damage? He carries, like, he'll find a shoe over where the shoes are lined up by the door that probably weighs twice as what he weighs, and there he is dragging it. I'm going to kill this shoe. I'm going to take it off into the corner and kill the shoe, kind of thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. There you go, Joey. That's what I was thinking too. Yeah. Yeah. His little teeth are so small. He's such a baby yet that they're not big enough to do any damage. So I don't go into a panic or anything if he finds my sneakers. He's been at my sneakers for like the whole time he's been here. And he hasn't put a hole in them yet. Yet, being the magic word, right? But they sure do fill up. But I say he's got so much energy, and he can go like that, snap a finger and fall asleep. But I describe him when he's in full, fine form. It's like having 3 2-year-olds all hyped up on sugar. He just tears through this house. He does this obstacle course thing, and he goes around and back and around and back and around and back. It's like, okay, you need to go out in the yard and run around. But in the yard, I've got a big yard, front yard and a backyard, and I got to keep my eye on him. There are wild animals out here. I don't worry too much. You don't see anything in the daytime, but in the evenings, you don't know what's going through your yard, kind of a thing. So I don't let him out after dark around 7 or so, or about 20 to 8. I watch the clock. I make a cup of tea, and then I go down to the yard with him, and I have my little seat there and everything, and I let him run, and I encourage him to run. Tonight, I cut it short. He kept trying to run behind me and get into the bushes, and that pissed me off. And so I turned my chair around, and when I did that, he went I'm like, what is it with you dogs? You always need to be behind. I can't see what you're doing. And he could very easily slide right into the woods, and I wouldn't even know he's gone. So I cut it early tonight. I said, that's it. And he looked at me like, we just got out here. I said, yeah, we just got out here, and we're going back in. I didn't even get to finish my tea. I said, that whole time, I want to sit in anonymity in my backyard without the whole world knowing I'm out there. And all I did was talk to that dog the whole time. Get out of this, get out of that, get over here. And I said, that's it. The whole neighborhood knows I'm out here now. They can hear me, kind of a thing. So he sure does. He brings them all out and ends up playing with none. Nanette. Or Leanne, sorry. Yeah, he needs to get his butt spanked all right. Oh my goodness. My last dog was a Pomeranian, Armando. Um, and I've always had a soft spot for Shih Tzus because they seem to be drawn to me, so I'm automatically am drawn back to them as well. They're a smart animal. They're devoted. They're beautiful. I've never seen a bad Shih Tzu for a dog. Everyone I've met, I've fallen right in love with them. There's a connection there. So, but I got this little guy, and he's a brand new breed. He's a tri-breed. They've only been in existence since 2014. He is part Maltese, part Yorkshire Terrier. I think that's where the craziness comes from, and part Poodle. And Poodle's on the registry of the most intelligent animal the most intelligent on the list of dogs is the Poodle. This guy is really, really smart, which is probably going to be a frustration for me because there are going to be times I don't want him doing something or I want him to do something and he's going to ignore me. And I'm going to be thinking, I know you understand what I want you to do and you're refusing. So I don't know. I just have a hard time with the discipline. I really, really do. Tonight he did upset me, but I'm like, I just want this beautiful summer evening. And then I had to shut the door coming in because we're coming into that time of night where the raccoons come around. And tonight, if you were here for the first reading for Taurus, the raccoon that was coming here all the time that we call Brucey is Brucina. And she brought 3 babies with her. 3 little tiny raccoons. So I went to scare them off. As I went over to my door, it's all glass doors, right? And I went bang, bang, bang. The deck's right there, and they're all over the deck. And the mama didn't move. She didn't flinch at all, so the babies didn't. And there's these 3 little faces, only about this big, all looking back at me. And I banged again. I said, go, get out of here. No, they wouldn't leave because Mama didn't leave. Mama felt safe, so they felt safe. It just makes sense, right? But it's like now I've got 3 babies and the mama coming here. That's not good. I hope he doesn't shed. He hasn't so far. I got a comb for him. You know, with the fine steel bristles, a little tiny one. And to brush him, I read up on these call them Morky Poo. So I read up on the Morky Poo and said they're great for elderly people, or, you know, people that are infirmed or have mobility. They stay by your side. They're devoted to you, blah, blah, blah. He's got a lot of energy in him, but he's still a puppy. And the day comes, and we curse when they're puppies sometimes because of the stuff they get into and what they can destroy. But the thing is, when they grow out of that puppyhood, there's a part of your heart that wishes they were still a baby. You know, I know that from when I had Bear and I raised Bear, so yeah. He's already gotten into my tea once. He's gotten into my tea once. He took a couple of licks out of it, and that kind of surprised me. He expects to have at least 2 bitefuls of whatever it is I'm eating. He waits. He waits and he watches and he waits and he watches. But I watch his food too. He's on a regular dog food, but he's on a special dog food for puppies to make sure they're getting all their nutrients. He loves it. Looks like crap to me, but he loves it, and I watch him. I make sure that he eats his own food, and that's what the main the mainstay of food for him is, because he's getting his nutrients, his baby nutrients, things to help him grow. My son, the babies, my youngest son that bought me Little Bear, he showed up yesterday, and he came out for a visit, and he brought the dog some treats. And he said, give me the pamphlet I gave you with his list of appointments, like when he's due to have this and that. And I guess for the first little while, you have to take them in. I don't know why I can't get that stuff myself. But you have to take them in and have them, give them, it's a shot, I don't know, or it's medicine, deworming. I check his poop. I'm not stupid. That's the first thing I did when he came here, because I didn't want him kissing me around my mouth and my face and my hands, right? Because we can catch them. Actually, when we were kids, we had a puppy come in and didn't know till it was too late. And all four of us girls caught, we were very, very young. We're talking, I might have been 8 or 9. And we caught them from the puppy. We had to get rid of the puppy. And by getting rid of, I mean we gave it away to somebody that lived in the country. It was a little lab, as a matter of fact. So we have to watch out for that. But I'm very careful, I do. When he goes poo-poo, I don't handle it and play with it, but I look. You can tell. If a dog has worms, you can tell just by looking. You don't need to mess around with it. And his poop is clean, is very, very healthy. Thank you very much. I mean, that, you know, it's a need-to-know thing, but hey. You have a skunk issue. Really, Jeannie? Oh, my goodness. We have porcupines here. We have porcupines. We have to watch that, too. Because the dog, porcupines don't shoot their quills. It's the dog shoving its face into the porcupine, and when he pulls back, the quills are there. So that's how that happens. So I hope that never happens to my little girl, my little boy. I keep calling him a little girl, but the little boy. So, poop-a-doop. Yeah, poop-a-doop. Yes. That could be a song. That's very, very, very true. This has to be the longest intuitive candle video I've ever done. People are going to be like, what the hell is she doing? These live chats are supposed to make them shorter. But I'm in no hurry to do much. It's just the reveal. People will watch and then they can shut it off once it's done. It's no big deal. People forget they can do that. People forget that they can scroll ahead in a video too. You don't have to sit and watch a smudge if you don't want to, or the chatting. I timestamp every reading for the live readings. I timestamp them all so that people know where the actual reading begins and they don't have to listen to all that stuff before. But it's a little longer because you're waiting for a few people to come into the room before you start reading, so you're not just talking to yourself live. So if you get, 10 or 15 people, and you can begin doing what you need to do. So, but anyway, yeah, it's 1:37 here, guys. I gotta go. I got a dog I gotta get up with at the crack of dawn with to put him out to pee, remember. Thank you so much for being here. Keep the peace in. Share the love and the light out with the rest of the world. If you're not a regular to Bay of Fundy Fortunes, stop by and see us sometime. Stop by Facebook. We're closed and we're private there as well. Hope to see you soon. Everybody else will see you back tomorrow night for the mini read. After that, it's going to be the August readings for the month. Thank you very much for being here. And goodbye. Good night, Joey. Thank you very much. Sweet dreams to you too. Bye-bye, everyone.